Let me show you how to paint night goblins in 10 easy steps on Let's Build It. Hello everybody, my name is Trevor Selescu and I'm the owner of Monster Hobbies in High River, Alberta, Canada. So you want to learn how to paint some night goblins in a couple of easy steps? Well, back in the day I did a little demonstration of these and I think I'll show you how it goes now. Welcome down to our workbench. Now these 10 little night goblins are in different stages of the building and painting phase, and I created them when I first joined up with the Games Workshop many years ago. But I've never actually shown anybody this as a video, but it's a perfect example of how to paint guys really simply. So here's our first night goblin, and this guy is just built right from the parts tree. As you can see, it's still got little points where I just simply clipped off the base from the parts tree. There's a tab hanging off the back of his arm, and there's a bunch of other uglies on here. There's still seam lines on this guy. He's just basically chopped off the tree and then stuck in the base. So that is our night goblin number 1. And here is our second night goblin that we have. Now this guy, I've cleaned up all the little cutoff points, and I've also cleaned up the seam lines by scraping a knife just over top, you know, that sort of thing. I'm using a file. Oh, he's been glued in. Okay. And that is your second stage, is the cleanup stage. And here is stage 3. This is a Abaddon Black primer over the top of them. It's pretty shiny, actually. This came in a painting kit back in the day, so it may not totally be Abaddon Black, but it is something black. And that is him. Here's our fourth night goblin. You may notice a can of paint back here. Let's see what this is. This is Wah Flesh. Perfect for your night goblin. And you can see that I've painted his face and his arm with the Wah Flesh. Now this is stage 5, and we have another pot of paint here. And this is Mephiston Red, a full bottle of it. And as you can see, I've painted the red on his spear and in his eyes. And there he is. And now here is stage 6. We've got another can of paint here. What is this color? Zandri Dust. And it's going right there and on the belt. Now let's take a look at this guy. I think it's also in his teeth, in the little pouch there. Yeah, definitely in his teeth. And now this is number 7 in our steps. And here's our paint here, and it is Averland Sunset. A full pot of it. Well, you don't need a full pot, but it's going into the yellow in here. So now as you can see, there he is. Doesn't look like too much has been done, just the yellow moon. Let's see the next step. Now we have step number 8. This is the final paint color, so let's take a look at our paint pot. And we have Leadbelcher, which is a metallic color. And now that color is in the spear, and I put it around the edge of the shield. And now here is our night goblin. Looking so fine. But he's still not finished yet. We need to look at basing. Here is step number 11. Now I've just painted some kind of green on here. I'm not even sure what green I used anymore. You could use your Wah Flesh if you want. But that is a basic way of doing it. You could paint it green and let it dry. But you can actually paint it green and leave the paint wet. And then you would take your guy and dip him into some of the grass stuff that Games Workshop sells. So let's pretend that this is wet paint right now, and we'll go on to our final night goblin. And here is our final night goblin. We have pretended to dip him in the grass stuff with the wet paint, and when the wet paint dries, it will keep all this stuff in place. And now you'll notice that I actually did some fine super detailing. I painted these little yellow jags along his cloak here. And there he is, the finished night goblin, goblin number 10. So there are 10 steps to show you how to get your guys from just being clipped off the tree to being fully painted and based. Well, I hope you enjoyed this 10-step video on how to paint night goblins, and I hope it was really helpful for you. Now, if you would like to see some more Games Workshop videos, please click here, here, and here. And don't forget to subscribe to us right here, because if you subscribe, I can end up making better videos than this. So, we will talk to you soon, and happy painting!